Welcome back to Ben's Book Club. Today we are diving into the book Nudge. We are exploring the truly fascinating, Nobel Prize-winning behavioral economics concepts from Richard Thaler and Cass Sunstein. In this explainer, we're going to unpack the hidden forces that drive human behavior, and honestly, we're going to fundamentally change how you look at the decisions you make every single day.
The core philosophy of this groundbreaking book is simple, but it is profoundly impactful. The goal is to make it easy for people to do what they already want to do. Today, we're extracting a highly practical toolkit from their work to help you understand the architecture of your environment, and more importantly, how you can actually mold that architecture so you finally align your daily actions with your biggest long-term goals.
So let's start with a really relatable question. Why do we constantly make bad choices, even when we clearly know better? Like, why do we fail at eating healthy, or completely struggle to save money, or just endlessly scroll on our phones past midnight despite our absolute best intentions? We almost always blame ourselves, right? We think, oh, I just have no willpower. Well, as the authors reveal, it's rarely about willpower. It's actually about how our choices are designed from the ground up, and how our human brains are literally wired to react to that design.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. Number 1, humans versus rational econs. Number 2, what is a nudge? Number 3, the power of defaults. Number 4, beware of the sludge. And finally, number 5, designing your personal nudges.
Section 1. Humans versus rational econs. Are we truly rational?
To really get this, we have to debunk a huge myth that traditional economics has been selling us for decades. Classical economics assumes we're what Thaler and Sunstein call Homo economicus, or econs for short. Econs are like these cold, calculating, rational supercomputers. They always remember anniversaries, they flawlessly maximize their retirement accounts, and there's absolutely no way they're eating that second slice of cake because it just doesn't align with their long-term strategy. But actual reality, we are humans. We are predictably irrational. We get exhausted after a long day, we get distracted by shiny objects, and we rely heavily on these mental autopilot shortcuts just to get through the chaos of modern life. Because our brains have limited bandwidth, the immediate context of where we make a choice heavily dictates what we actually end up choosing.
Section 2. What is a nudge? Choice architecture.
If we are flawed humans navigating a super complex world, then our environment absolutely matters. A nudge is any aspect of choice architecture that alters people's behavior in a predictable way, without forbidding any options or significantly changing economic incentives. So the crucial point here is that a true nudge must be incredibly cheap and very easy to avoid. It does not restrict your freedom at all, it's just a gentle steer in the right direction, not a heavy-handed mandate or a fine.
Let's dive into a concrete example to make this crystal clear. Imagine walking into a cafeteria. You're starving, your brain is totally fried, and you just want food fast. If the cafeteria manager wants people to eat healthier, they might put the apples and bananas right at eye level at the very front of the line, while moving the potato chips to some hard-to-reach shelf in the back. That is a nudge. You can still absolutely buy the chips if you want them, but the environment gently steers your tired brain toward the easily accessible fruit. Banning the junk food entirely or heavily taxing it, that would be a mandate. Choice architects simply arrange our environment to make the better choice the easier choice.
The authors call this overarching philosophy libertarian paternalism. Now, I know, that sounds like a massive contradiction, doesn't it? But it actually breaks down beautifully. The libertarian part is all about preserving your complete freedom of choice. Again, you can always choose the chips. The paternalism part is the choice architect stepping up and thoughtfully guiding you toward outcomes that will genuinely improve your health, wealth, and happiness. This is vital because honestly, there is no such thing as a truly neutral design. Somebody has to decide where the fruit and the chips go in that cafeteria. Since a choice must be made, it just makes sense to arrange things in a way that benefits the people actually using the space.
Section 3. The power of defaults. The path of least resistance. We're getting into the absolute strongest tool in the choice architect's entire toolkit now. To put it bluntly, defaults are the God mode of nudging. Because we are so busy and easily overwhelmed, we suffer deeply from status quo bias. Basically, we almost always take the path of least resistance. Whatever happens if we just sit back and do absolutely nothing, that is the default, and it is a massive, invisible driver of our daily actions. Think about installing software on your computer. Most of us just blindly click next, 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 and accept all the default settings without reading a single word, right?
And this brilliantly illustrates the power of defaults on a huge scale. Look at organ donation rates across culturally similar countries.
It is mind-blowing. Countries with an opt-in system, where you have to actively check a box to become a donor, have notoriously low participation, often way under 20%. The friction of actually taking action just stops people cold. But countries with an opt-out system, where the default is presumed consent and you have to check a box to stop being a donor, they see near universal participation, usually above 90%. Just simply flipping that default rule completely alters high-stakes outcomes and saves countless lives, without restricting a single person's freedom to choose.
Here is another incredible application of this concept. It's Richard Thaler's signature real-world nudge, the Save More Tomorrow plan. So we humans have a severe present bias, meaning we really hate losing money from our paychecks today. It genuinely causes us psychological pain. Knowing this, Thaler designed a brilliant corporate system where employees commit today to automatically putting their future pay raises into retirement savings. By doing it this way, they completely bypass the pain of seeing their current paycheck drop. When the raise hits months later, the money is diverted before they even get a chance to spend it. It leverages our own natural laziness, our inertia, for absolute good, automatically building immense wealth over time.
Section 4. Beware of the sludge, the dark side of nudging. It's time to look at the flip side of this equation, a concept the authors introduced in the 2021 revision of the book. They call it sludge. If a nudge removes friction to make a good choice easier, sludge intentionally adds thick, frustrating friction to make a beneficial choice incredibly difficult. Sludge is that calculated annoyance added by companies or sometimes governments to trap you in a bad decision, protect their own revenue, or prevent you from accessing a benefit you're totally entitled to.
Let's be entirely real for a second. Have you ever tried to cancel a gym membership? You know exactly what I'm talking about. It takes 30 seconds and 2 mouse clicks to sign up and hand over your credit card. But when you want to leave, suddenly that easy online portal doesn't have a cancel button anywhere. You have to print out a highly specialized form, send it via certified mail, or endure a mandatory super aggressive 30-minute phone call during incredibly specific business hours. That friction isn't an accident, and it's not a glitch. That is pure sludge, brilliantly designed to prey on your human inertia, so you just throw your hands up, give up, and keep paying the monthly fee.
Section 5. Designing your personal nudges. Become your own architect.
We've seen how governments and massive corporations use these tools, but let's move to how this builds into something you can use right now. You can literally apply libertarian paternalism to your own routines to boost your daily habits and productivity. Stop relying on brute force willpower, because as we've learned, human willpower depletes incredibly fast. Instead, start making small, calculated environmental changes to create massive, effortless habit improvements.
Let's break down some specific, highly actionable hacks. Remember the golden rule here. Remove friction for good habits and add heavy friction to the bad ones. Want to consistently work out in the morning? Don't just set a louder alarm. Put your gym clothes right next to your bed or even directly blocking your path to the bedroom door. That's a nudge. Trying to stop that endless nighttime scrolling? Add sludge to your own bad habits. Set strict daily app time limits on your phone. Or better yet, just delete the social media apps entirely from your phone. If you really want to check your feed, force yourself to physically sit down at a laptop and type in your password. You've just successfully added a huge layer of protective friction against your own brain.
The authors actually provide an official acronym, nudges, and you can map its most important steps right onto your own cognitive weaknesses today. Step 1. Expect error. Just know that you will absolutely be lazy or tired, so prepare your physical environment for that specific laziness ahead of time. Step 2. Set defaults. Don't rely on yourself to manually transfer your savings every single month. Automate it right through your banking app so the absolute default path is wealth building. Step 3. Give feedback. Turn on screen time alerts so you get a literal, unignorable ping when you are slipping off track. You're just designing foolproof, automated systems around your own perfectly normal human flaws.
Now, what's really interesting about this is that it's entirely in your hands. I want to leave you with a direct challenge right now. Look at your daily routine. Where is the friction pointing you in the completely wrong direction? Where is it way too easy to make a bad choice and just too hard to make a good one? Identify just one piece of sludge in your routine and fix it today. Become your own choice architect. Make the better choice the easier choice.
Ultimately, someone is always designing your choices. If it isn't you, it's someone else. So, are you going to let the world dictate your defaults, or are you going to take control of your environment today? If you found these behavioral tools valuable, subscribe so you don't miss an episode.